We live in a world that pushes us to constantly sprint. We are told to keep our eyes locked on the horizon, to aggressively chase the next milestone, and to measure our entire worth by how much we can produce. But in this relentless rush to get somewhere else, we completely forget how to inhabit somewhere we are right now. We forget how to listen to our bodies, how to process our unspoken blocks, and how to actually ground ourselves in the present moment. This is why we built Finding a Tai. This isn't a space for hustle or high pressure strategy. It's a village, a sanctuary to slow down, leave the chaos at the doorstep, and simply return to your center. Today, we are joined by Fatima, someone who deeply understands the art of grounding, healing, and helping people find their footing when the world feels unsteady. Fatima, I am so incredibly grateful to have you sitting here with us today. Thank you for stepping into our space, for bringing your unique light into this conversation, and for helping us expand this community. Please tell us how you're doing today.
Hello, Ashia. I'm doing very good, and thank you so much for having me here today.
Thank you so much. So, like you mentioned something very powerful, like most students know like what they don't want, but they have no idea what they actually do want. So, what was the like exact moment or the exact student interaction that made you realize that this gap was a crisis worth building a company to fix?
Okay, so I would say that there was not one dramatic moment where everything suddenly became clear. Instead, it was like a pattern that I kept noticing over and over again. So, whenever I interacted with students, whether in school or in colleges where I was teaching, and during the workshops, or even casual conversations with my siblings and my cousins, I found that they could immediately tell me things like, I don't want to become this, I don't want to do this, I don't want to get into this. But when I asked them, like, what do you actually want? There would often be silence. So this silence really stayed with me. So I realized that so many students were making career decisions based on marks, based on parental expectations, based on social media trends, and based on what their friends or cousins or neighbors are doing. So, very few students actually had taken the time to understand themselves, like what is their interest, what are their personalities, and what is their personality, what are their strengths, their values, or what is the long term goal. So, here my own journey also played a very huge role in this realization. So, I studied chemistry. Okay, so I built my career in that field, and later I transitioned into psychology because I discovered that helping people understand themselves, it gave me much greater fulfillment. So I was doing very good while I was doing like studying chemistry, and when I was teaching chemistry, and when I was doing research in chemistry, so I was doing really good. But something in me was not happy. So I discovered that I am meant to help students. I am meant to help people. I love talking to people. I love solving people's problem. So this experience actually taught me that this career satisfaction doesn't usually come from choosing the most popular profession. So it comes from choosing something that actually aligns with who you are. So understanding yourself is very important, and that's why I founded Z Roads. And here in Z Roads, our mission is not simply to tell students which course you have to choose, or what you have to do next, but along with that, it is actually to help them understand themselves first. So, because when self awareness comes, career decisions becomes much more meaningful and confident. Yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Like, it's not one moment, but like a journey of self awareness and of someone finding, like, okay, like, this is our career path. So,
Yes,
like, to
yes,
help
yes,
someone
absolutely.
find, yeah, so like to help someone find their clarity, like when they're deeply confused, takes immense amount of
100%.
practice. So, have you ever like worked with a student whose like lostness mirrored a time in your own life? And like, how did that emotional connection guide your mentorship to that student?
Absolutely, I have met students like these. So, in fact, that's one of the reasons I connect deeply with students. And there was a period in my own life when I had good academic qualifications, professional experience, and everything looked fine from the outside, but internally I still questioned myself whether I was truly on the right path or not. So changing from chemistry to psychology, it was not an overnight decision, or it was not at all an easy decision. So like many students, I wondered whether I was making a mistake. So there were fears, there was uncertainty, there were questions about starting over again. So when a student sits in front of me feeling confused, I don't see someone who is lacking direction. So I see someone standing at an important turning point. So because I myself have experienced uncertainty myself, yeah, so I have experienced that. I don't rush to give advice. Instead, I spend understanding what they are feeling. So sometimes students don't need immediate solutions. They need someone who can listen to them patiently and without judging. So this we have to remind them that it's okay not to have all the answers figured out, right? So I also tell them that changing your path is not a sign of failure, and that personal experience has actually made me more empathetic as a counselor. And I don't just understand career confusion academically, I understand it emotionally. So yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Like failure is not failure, but it is like a chance of growth so that we can
Correct,
evolve.
correct.
Yeah.
100%. Yes.
So like this confusion that is there in the teenagers, like it exists in a vacuum. It is tied to many
Mhm.
things like anxiety, parental pressure, a fear of failure. So when like a teenager sits across from you feeling completely overwhelmed by these expectations, like what is the very first thing you say to lower their voice?
Uh, the very first thing I usually say is, it's okay. You don't have to figure out your entire future today. You can actually see students relax when they hear those words. I have seen them. Like many students come into career counseling carrying too much of pressure. They feel like one wrong decision will ruin my entire life. They are worried about disappointing their parents, and they're worried about falling behind their friends, or making irreversible mistakes. So before discussing careers, I focus on creating a safe, non-judgmental space. So I listen to them more than I speak. I ask questions about who they are, what excites them, what drains them, what kind of life they enjoy, and what kind of challenges they are facing at home, and what kind of life they imagine for themselves in the upcoming years, and what they truly love doing. So only after understanding the person, we begin discussing about the career options. So because career counseling is not about matching someone to a degree, it's about understanding the human being first before understanding the professions.
Yeah, you're right. Like, it is not like one thing, but you have to listen, like, before advising and all.
Yes.
So, like, if you could just go back in time and give, like, a piece of advice to yourself, to your teenage self, like, when you were figuring out your own path, like, what would that be?
So I would probably hug my younger self first, and I would tell her, stop comparing your journey with everyone else. So it usually happens when we are teenagers. It's so easy to believe that everyone else has figured their life out, while we are the only ones who are feeling confused, who are feeling stuck. So I have learned that almost everyone experiences uncertainty at some stages, and I would tell myself not to be afraid of exploring different opportunities. Come out of your comfort zone and try different things. Don't choose something simply because it's prestigious, and choose something that aligns with who you are. uh, I would also remind myself that success is not a race. Everyone has a different timeline. Some people discover their purpose at 18, 20, and others discover at 30, 40, even 60. So that's completely okay. This is, life is not a race, and every experience, even the ones that feel like a mistake, actually teaches you something valuable that eventually shapes your future.
Yeah, you're right. Like we live in a world today where like individuality is very less. So we should be
Correct.
focused on ourselves and what we are doing and not others mostly. So like I just wanted to understand that mentorship is a skill of yours. And from a
Mm.
professional standpoint, what is like the biggest difference between simply being a career counselor who like provides facts and like being a true mentor or a Thai who shapes who we become?
Yeah. So I think a career counselor provides direction. A mentor, along with direction, provides belief. A counselor can explain courses, universities, entrance exams, scholarship details, career pathways, but a mentor helps a student believe they are capable of walking that path. So that's a huge difference. So I have worked with students who already knew the information they needed. They knew which course they wanted to go for. They knew which university they wanted to apply for. They knew the path, but what they lacked was not the knowledge. It was confidence. Sometimes they simply needed someone who believed in them before they believed in themselves. So a mentor listens without judgment, encourages during difficult moments, celebrates small victories, and reminds students that setback don't define them. That's why mentorship extends beyond careers. It helps shape identity, resilience, confidence, and self-worth.
Yeah, most times like we really just need someone to listen and not to advise all the time. So
Yes,
like
yes.
what Yeah. So, like, what has been your biggest and emotional, most toughest professional sacrifice while launching Red Routes?
Uh, the biggest emotional reward has been witnessing the transformation. I have seen students walk into this my sessions completely overwhelmed, completely uncertain, anxious. Few of them even cry, right? But at the end of by the end of our journey together, they are speaking confidently about the future. Like watching someone move from confusion to clarity is incredibly fulfilling for me. So those moments remind me why I chose this path. At the same time, entrepreneurship comes with sacrifices, right? So leaving my stable job, leaving my stable income, and building Z roots has required balancing, like entrepreneurship, counseling, teaching, the higher education, along with family responsibility. So it was not easy, but I would say it is actually worth it. So there has been moments of self doubt, um, uncertainty regarding my financials, and long hours of working. But when you know that your work is positively impacting the person's life, so those sacrifices begin to feel meaningful. This purpose actually gives me strength to continue even during my during difficult times. So that is what is keeping me going.
Yeah, it's really amazing how you've been able to do it all, how you've been able to help people also and build a company. We're all very proud of you. Please keep going
Thank
like
you so
this only.
much.
So, like, you actively invite people in education, in student wellness, and edtech to connect with you. So, what does your dream ecosystem looks like when it comes to supporting like a young person's growth?
So my dream is that career guidance become a normal part of education rather than something students seek only after they are confused. So it should become a part of education. Like imagine a system where parents, teachers, psychologists, career counselors, mentors, educational institutions all work together. Instead of asking students only what marks they scored, we also ask what kind of person they are becoming. So I believe that career guidance should start much earlier, like not after 12th, or not after their 10th. So students should understand themselves before making major academic decisions. And I also want quality career counseling to become accessible regardless of students financial background or where they live. Because every young person deserve someone who can help them discover their strengths, understand their options, and make informed decisions. So no student should have to navigate their future all alone. So this is what the dream ecosystem for me is.
Yeah, you're right. It should like be an interconnected web and not like step by step. So,
Correct.
like, our initiative, Finding a Thai, is dedicated to pairing teenagers with mentors and Thais who are elder sisters and guides to them, like who can anchor them. So, looking at your journey, why do you think like having a personal Thai is a very crucial for teenager navigating the chaotic transition into adulthood?
Adolescence is one of the most confusing phases of life, right? You have been through it, I have gone through it, so we know this, we understand, and teenagers are trying to understand who they are while dealing with academic pressure, dealing with friendships, dealing with parental or family expectations, and most importantly in today's world, the influence of social media, and uncertainty and questions about the future. So sometimes it's very difficult to discuss these things with parents, because not it's not because like parents are not caring about it, but some most of the teenagers fear being misunderstood by parents, right? So that's where a mentor becomes very valuable here. This A trusted mentor or a tie, they actually creates emotional safety, so they listen without immediately judging or trying to fix everything. And sometimes just having one supportive adult who genuinely believes in you can completely change your confidence and the direction of your life. So I think every young person deserves someone who reminds them that they are capable, valuable, and not alone. So it's very important to have someone to guide.
Yeah, we just always need that one anchor and like not
Correct,
too much
correct.
advice. So, like,
Yes.
for the last question, if you could leave our listeners, especially the teens looking for their tie and the mentors looking to guide them, with one final piece of heart to heart advice about embracing the unknown, what would it be?
Okay, so I would like to speak to both groups. Yeah. So, first, coming to every teenager who is listening to this, please remember that you don't need to have your entire life figured out today. First thing. So, next thing is it's perfectly okay to explore, to ask questions, and to even change your direction if something is not feeling right for you. And third one is, don't compare your beginning with someone else middle or someone else end, and spend more time understanding yourself rather than trying to impress others, because teenagers are mostly worried about who is telling what about you, right? So they are more conscious. So instead of trying to impress others, understand yourself first. And your career should be built around your strengths, values, and purpose, not on pressure or comparison. And my message to every parent, a teacher, or a mentor, or any counselor who's watching this, please remember that young people don't always need immediate advice. Sometimes they need that someone who listens with patience, who create a space where they feel enough to be honest about their fears and dreams. And even one encouraging conversation can change someone's life. So never underestimate the impact of believing in young person before they fully believe in themselves. So yeah, this is what I want to tell the parents, teachers, mentors, or counselors.
Yeah, that was really very beautiful advice for both our audiences. Thank you so much. So, sitting in this space today with Fatima, I am reminded of how much we lose when we refuse to slow down. We spend our entire lives sprinting towards the next big thing, treating our bodies like machines and ignoring the silent blocks building up inside of us. But as Fatima beautifully reminded us today, you cannot heal from a life you are constantly running away from. True grounding isn't a luxury, it's a survival skill. You don't have to keep rushing to prove your worth to a world that never stops demanding more. To everyone listening, if your mind is racing and you've been feeling completely disconnected from your own center, take a deep breath. Let Fatima's words be your permission slip to stop. Drop your anchor and just inhabit the room you are standing in right now. Thank you so much for bringing your medicine into our space today, Fatima. Thank you for your warmth and your absolute presence, and for stripping away the noise to help us find our footing again. You didn't just share insights, you gave us a sanctuary. You have been a true tie for our village today and to our community out there. If you find a moment of peace here, welcome home. Hit subscribe, share this with someone who desperately needs to breathe, and we will see you next time. Take care of your spirit and welcome to the village.